Affirmation Journey. My name is Denise, where I discuss my dating experiences and give dating advice based on those experiences for mature women in mind and in age. So I was listening to this short by the psychologist Sadia, S-A-D-I-A, beautiful Middle Eastern woman, and this guy, I can't remember his name. Psych Hacks, I think his channel is called Psych Hacks. P-S-Y-C-H-E Hacks, H-A-C-K-S. And Sadia was leading the conversation talking about women over 35 and adjusting their standards as they age. And she said as a woman in her 30s, she's had to adjust her standards, even though, she feels like as she's aged, because men generally like younger women. And if he can get a 25-year-old versus a 35-year-old, regardless of her education, her knowledge base, how smart she is, most men would go for a 25-year-old. I don't think all men, of course, this is generalization, I don't think all men would do that, but if she had some maturity about her, then maybe some men would, like maybe a Shannon Sharp, who wants basically a teenager or teenagers, 19-year-old, 20, 21, basically women who don't know what they want. And then when the man gets run through the mill, then everything is bad about women. Generalizations, the same thing that women do about men. They had a bad marriage and their husband was this, that, and the other, so of course they make generalizations about men. All men are this, all men are that. And it's not true anymore for men than it is for all women are this or all women are that. It doesn't work that way. So I want to talk about adjusting your expectations as you age. As you know, I'm 64 years old, or 64 years young. It's funny because I don't feel 64, whatever that's supposed to feel like. But she said, adjusting our expectations. So I feel like I look good for my age. 64. Basically, when you look at me, I look like I might take care of myself. You've seen my videos, so you can vouch for that. I do exercise. I try to eat right so that I can maintain a certain weight range. I do my makeup, I do my hair every time I step out. Excuse me. Every time I step out. But I've had to make adjustments as I age. There's a negative connotation from men when I tell them I've never been married and I'm child-free. They wonder and sometimes ask, well, how did you dodge that bullet? Well, that's a nice way of saying it. How did you dodge that bullet? And it's also it's an indication of how they might feel about marriage or their ex-wife as well. So they say, how did you dodge that bullet? And I just say, I didn't find the right person. And or I say, I don't know, because the truth is I really don't know, but I'm ready now, and I feel like now I would make an excellent wife, excellent partner, excellent teammate with a man who is willing to lead the relationship. And so so my question is, what have you been willing to adjust? I'm not saying settle, but what have you been willing to adjust or think differently about regarding your dating requirements, if you have any? And some of you like listening to the channel, but you're not ready to date, don't want to date, happy being single, but just want to stay in the loop of maybe through my dating experiences and listening to me go through it to determine if you're ready or you still want to be a bystander through watching my videos, or a voyeur through my videos, just finding out like how I do it. So it is not for the faint of heart, but I do enjoy dating. I'm dating someone. I'm not in a relationship. I'm dating someone and dating for marriage. So we still are trying to figure things out, like by going on dates and spending time together. So what have I had to adjust? Well, it's easier for me to say what I'm not going to adjust on rather than to say what I've had to adjust, because I haven't had to make many adjustments. I just know that he has to be on my financial level or above. I know that he has to have some kind of connection to spirituality, meaning that he knows that there's someone or something higher than himself in the universe that's working on his behalf and on behalf of humanity. What else? So I'm not going to go into all of my adjustments. I never was a person who wanted somebody to be 6 feet or taller or anything like that. I've dated short men, I've dated tall men, I've dated men in between, and this is throughout my life. And I have dated a couple of, one Asian man, a couple of Puerto Ricans. I'm from New York City, and black men, of course, and a couple of white men. And this is in my very, very younger days. So nothing recent, or since I started this channel 5 or 6 years ago. But I'm open. So what have you been willing to adjust so that it's more realistic for your age? I'm willing to take a man who is a little bit overweight, who has a stomach, of course, who's shorter than me, who might not have as much hair as I have. And you know my hair is short, so who might not have as much hair as me, who might not be as handsome as I would like, but I can still be attracted to him. I haven't dated any really very unattractive men in my life. Yeah, like, just oogly. Remember that? Just oogly. I've never dated any oogly men. So, and also taking into consideration that at 64, most men are married to their college sweetheart or their high school sweetheart or their second wife. So the pool is even smaller. For dating. So it's incumbent upon me to relax the superficial standards of looks and weight, height. It's about the person inside. Do they really want to get to know me? Can they lead the relationship? Do I have enough respect for the person in the early stages to get with their program? And also not to talk so much so that he feels like I'm his meal ticket out of the senior apartment community that he's in. Or at my home, my unfinished basement can become his man cave, for which he doesn't have the financial stability to finish the basement, to finish it out without my financial assistance. So being mindful of those things as mature women, that we don't lose our retirement our desperation and things of that nature. So so like I said, it's easier for me to talk about what I am looking for rather than what I won't settle for, which is, us having the same values. He has a spirituality that he can connect with when times get hard, loyalty, commitment to our marriage, and us, and communication. Oh yes, he has to be able to communicate his feelings, his thoughts, and lead the relationship, lead the marriage, and someone I respect and can get behind. And so you don't know those things until, the passage of time. It's up to you to determine how much time you need before you move on. And what I recommend is not becoming the girlfriend to a man until he proposes. I can speak from experience with this. It's not a good feeling or a good place to be in. And keep your legs closed as you date him, or even if you are in a girlfriend relationship, you can stop sleeping with them and see really how they feel about you. When you do that, you will be surprised. It's not all what you think. And I can tell you from experience that a man will take you on nice dates for an extended period of time without sleeping with you, if you are what he's looking for. Key word, if you are what he's looking for. And you're his, as they say, dream woman, if you're his dream woman. And I think I'm gonna do another video on what that means, dream woman. Yeah. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click on the notification bell for new videos. And what else? And July 19th is the next coffee social for singles 50+. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.